Hey there. Today I'm going to be showing you how to run payroll in Xero if you are tracking your timesheets in Square. So this is something that took me a long time to figure out how to do effectively, so I thought this could maybe help someone if you use these two systems and you want to know how to run payroll in your Xero accounting system when your timesheets are tracked in Square. So our employees at our bakery clock in and out on our iPad at our POS system using the Register app. And then when I log into Square, the time cards, if you look on the left, are stored under this time cards tab. And you can filter for the different time ranges you want to see their total hours. So obviously, I'm actually not sure if there's an integration between Xero and Square where you can auto send these. I usually manually copy them just because sometimes our employees forget to clock out, as you can see on the screen. Like this person didn't work for 335 consecutive hours, 94.97. People sometimes forget to clock out, so I'd rather just do this manually so that I can double check everything and make sure it all looks good. So typically what I do is first in Xero, you have to enter the employee timesheets. So if under the payroll tab, you go to timesheets and you'll select the employee. And we'll just pick one here. You'll select the time period. So I'm selecting this bi-weekly one. And I'm assuming that you've already set up um, your Xero system. If you haven't done that, maybe I'll create another video to show you how to do that. But I'm assuming you've already set that up. And then if you're using a timesheet template, I don't use these, but you can choose that. And then you click Add. And then you'll be taken to this screen where you're going to be entering the hours. So this is the week ending March 20th, which didn't happen yet today, but let's just assume it was the period ending on the 13th because we run our payroll on Monday. So I chose Claire and Xero, so I'm going to choose Claire here. And now all of Claire's hours for this time period are showing here. So I'm just going to basically copy out the total hours out of Square into Xero. So on the first, it was 2.55, and let's just pretend it was the 14th, and on and on and on. So you'll go through, you can move to the second week here. If you only have 1 week periods, you won't need to do that. So you'll go through and enter all the hours, and then when you're ready, hit approve. Oh, and don't forget to select your earnings rate. We just have 2 earnings types, but you might have more. So regular hours. And that's approved. If you made a mistake, you can click revert to draft, and that's really easy to do. So once you have all your timesheets entered, and you might need to enter more than one, you can just go back and enter more employees if you need to, but once all your employees' hours are entered, you'll go back on the payroll tab and click pay runs, and you'll choose the pay run that you want. So under this pay runs tab, you'll select the pay run, and I'm not going to get into unscheduled pay runs right now. Maybe I'll do another video later about that. But you would use the unscheduled option. Like let's say you run a payroll, but during that pay period, maybe you had hired a new employee and they hadn't handed you back their tax paperwork yet. So if you need to go back and like rerun something later just for one employee, or if you made a mistake and you need to correct it or whatever, or you forgot someone, you can do an unscheduled pay run. But anyway, let's just assume this is normal and you're running the pay run. You'll select the pay run there and you'll click process. And then on the next screen, one thing that kind of catches me up sometimes is that so I only entered a couple hours for Claire that time, but it will automatically put your other employees in here based on the schedule you set up when you inputted the employee originally. So that's kind of confusing, and you just want to double check and make sure that the only employees who appear here are employees that you actually want to pay. Xero has an option for direct deposit or for generating checks right from the program. Personally, I write checks by hand because we don't have that many employees. So I would just choose manual, and then when you're ready to go, you can click Pay Employee. Another cool option, which I've used in the past, is that you can send your um, pay stubs to your employees. So that's kind of nice. If you have their emails set up in here, you can email them their pay stubs, or you can just download them and print them when you're ready to go. So that's it. When you're ready, you'll just click Pay, and it will automatically record all the tax information for you, which will then later appear under this Taxes and Filings tab, and it'll remind you where you need to send that information later on. And then you can just write your checks or generate your direct deposits, and you're ready to go. So it's pretty easy once you get it figured out. It only takes me maybe 20 minutes or so every couple weeks to run payroll now that I have this system down. So hopefully this is helpful to you guys and you got some value out of this. I'm sure there's other ways to do this. I'm definitely not a power user of Xero. This is just what works for me. So if you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. Thanks for watching.